everybody, this is Alex from ABYZZ, and we wanted to give you a quick introduction of our latest ABYZZ flow cannon AFC 150. This is the actual model that we have finished developing 2 years ago, and now it's being sold quite often, luckily. So we wanted to give you a quick introduction on what this pump actually can do. So you see it's a very compact size. It's the smallest one of our AFC models that we have right now. Specialty on this one, one of the big differences is that this pump, that's because you have the big cable, this is running on 12 volts. So it's safety extra low voltage. You can actually use this in swimming ponds, for example. We have a very high insulation voltage in the power supply, but anything that goes through this cable won't exceed 12 volts. So that's why it's super safe in, for example, touch pools or swimming pools. Second, this pump, as a difference to the other ABYZZ flow cannons, can actually lift water up to roughly 10 inches, 8 to 10 inches. It'll lift 30 cubic meters, which will translate into 7,500 gallons roughly, with 150 watts. So that's silent, and you can use that, for example, for a lazy river or a low gravity filtration system, where you just need a little difference for the water to return to the filter and then being pumped out by this pump again. Of course, this pump is programmable in the same way that all the ABYZZ pumps are programmable, so you can do waves, random flow patterns, or random 2, which randomizes the time in between the changes of the speed in the certain values that you've been programmed earlier. For the mounting, you can use, for example, a magnet that we supply. This one goes up to 25 millimeters, 1 inch. We also have a larger one available. So these are just mounted with titanium screws through the back of the pump, which is a massive plastic part which is machined. The outside of the pump, by the way, is completely titanium grade 2, so it's a very, very sturdy design. You can basically stand on it without, damaging it. Magnet mounting solution number 1, just place this on here. The outside of the magnet, or the second part of the magnet, can also be in the water, so it's completely sealed, so nothing will happen if you mount the pump, for example, in a overflow box. The other option would be this, for example, a standard pipe holder. So this is the variant for US pipe diameters. We also have these in metric, so you can just mount the same way. So you have your titanium screws mounting the pump, and then you just use a standard PVC pipe, clamp it on with this screw, and the pump can be fixed easily with a fixture in your system. When using this on an outside pond, for example, there's often the question of leaves, for example, covering that strainer. That's why we can actually, on all the AFC models, by the way, can program the pump to run backwards for a certain amount of time. You can use the boost mode, for example, to have the pump go backwards for 5 seconds at 30% every hour. Depending on your system, you have to protect the intake for fish, for example, but in a filtration system, this is a very, very helpful option to just make sure that the pump can always freely run and transport water. If you want to purchase this pump, you'll find that in our web shop. You'll also find the spec sheet for this pump in our web shop, and probably some videos in the near future on our YouTube channel if you want to see what you can do with this pump. And if you have any other questions, please put them into our comment section, and we'll try to answer everything that you need to know. For the flow situation with this rectifier that is mounted right now in the front, it has a very narrow flow. So that means with this pump you can actually have tanks in 10 meters length, 30 feet, and you'll see a very, very good impact on the other side. The stream will still be very narrow. You can actually take this out. It's just held in place by O-rings, so it takes a little bit of force. If you take it out, then the stream opens up very wide. But there's also some products coming in the near future, so these are still in development, but stay tuned on our channel and then you'll get some information on those. That's basically it. So if you like the introduction of these products, please let us know. And if you didn't like it, let us know as well. And if you have other questions, just write them in the comments and we'll answer you as soon as possible. Take care. Bye-bye.